Let's go to the... No, I don't want to go to the treehouse.
Every time I go in the bathroom.
As many people do.
But essentially, they go to the treehouse.
I can't even make fun of it because that actually sounds quite good.
That's actually throw it against the wall and watch it crawl down.
Yeah. Okay, that brings us on to our honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions.
Jay, do you want to kick us off with your honourable mention? Or your honourable mentions?
So should I just do all of mine?
Yeah, just do all yours and then we'll go through one.
So I've got 3 honourable mentions. The first one's the one that I was vying for 3rd position, which is a game called Cockapelli. It's a Stefan Feld game. You heard. And it's
Stefan Feld as well, is it?
Yes. Powered by Queen Games. And it's basically you've got 4 sections in front. You're doing a festival. It's based on lore, which I honestly can't remember what they said, but it's based on some. Can't remember. I'm not even going to guess. But anyway, you're doing these celebrations, and the way that you do it is you're trying to play 4 cards of the same type in your places. But what's different with it is that it's when you complete a ceremony that you can score points on it, but you can complete ceremonies on your opponents as well as your own within certain restrictions. And I watched the playthrough for it, and it just kind of seemed like my kind of game, to be honest with you. So that's one that I wanted to mention that I'm quite looking forward to. Second one, again, kind of the gimmick of this has attracted me a little bit, which is Adventures of Robin Hood by Cosmos Games. Where you've got a board with pieces that you can take out and turn over. So it's like a narrative journey. All of the actions are done by pulling cubes from a bag. So you pull cubes out until you get a white cube, which is a success cube. And you've got a full narrative story with it. So that one kind of intrigued me. And the third one is one that I hardly know anything about, to be honest with you, because there's not a lot of information being released for it. And it's one called My Father's Work. It's by Renegade Games, and you are playing mad scientists who are doing experiments. And the thing that intrigues me, it's done over 3 generations, and you have to balance like study and experiments. And after each generation, your generation ends and your child begins with only what you've journaled from your generation. So I think it's going to be worker placement, but it kind of depends on what you do in your one generation, which gets passed on to the next one, and then so forth. So it sounds intriguing, but there's hardly any information being released on it. So we'll see on that one.
Definitely 2 out of those 3 sound good, but with Stefan Feld, like, fool me once with Trajan, shame on you. Fool me twice with Castles of Burgundy, shame on me. Like, the man can only create snooze fest. Like the most snooze festy designer of all snooze fest designers. Just the 4 of you want to get round and then not talk to each other, not interact with each other, and each of you play your own board game for about 3 hours, by the end of which you'll have some sheep.
Take away 90 minutes. You just describe my perfect evening.
Horrendous.
Please be gentle in the comments, though. Yeah, please be gentle.
One on 2 Stefan Felt games. Thankfully, I only own 1, and I'm still trying to get rid of that, but nobody will take it off me. Right, proper snooze fester. Okay, Steve.
Okay, my honourable mentions are Bruges and no, I'm joking. No, the honourable mentions are first kick off with Quest, which is apparently the spiritual successor to Resistance Avalon.
Ooh, nice.
So the slight differences are that you play with 4 people minimum rather than 5. And when normally you vote to say if a leader will pick 2 people or 3 people or 4 people to go on a mission, and then you vote to see whether that goes ahead. That's not what happens in Quest. The leader picks people and they just go on that mission. So there are tokens that you can use, magic tokens, to make bad people vote for a successful mission and little things like that. So there are other areas of things that how you can manipulate the outcome of the missions, and it's that obviously builds intrigue and makes people argue, which is what everyone loves about the Resistance Avalon. So that looks quite interesting because it's the first time we've seen a proper update to the Avalon system. And at heart, I know people talk about Secret Hitler, and I love Secret Hitler, but I think an update to Avalon might actually look at Secret Hitler and maybe try and challenge for that crown. So
looks like Adam may have backed
see
that
that,
one.
Steve. I've got you covered here, mate.
There you go.
The most important question, of course, is can we shoot Steve?
Yeah,
I hope so.
it sounds good because the one thing I love Avalon almost as much as Secret Hitler, but the one thing I think we've all said when we played it is it does not scale down like Secret Hitler. If you have a small player count, it's still a really good game. Avalon, if you don't have 6 or 7 players, it's not particularly good.
The only problem is, Steph,
good.
Quest has been designed by Stefan Feld, so you can't play it.
Stefan Feld in conjunction with Martin Wallace. No.
At the start of each round, you roll 6 different coloured dice. And my other one,
there's a train in it.
I only have 2 honourable mentions, and the other one is Hero Quest 2021.
Yeah,
just purely from my childhood, gaming, and apparently it's just an updated thing. You got it there.
I wrote it down.
Yeah, it's essentially going to be the same game, and it's
same artwork on the front. Same artwork on the front, Steve.
So it's just like the only thing for me prohibiting it potentially is the cost, because it is very expensive in terms of the but obviously the best thing about Hero Quest is this video down here.
The best thing about Hero Quest is
linked to.
You have to do it. You have to do it, John. Put the link in, please.
What video?
The best thing about Hero Quest is the broadsword.
John's never seen that.
Is this the advert from the 80s? Yeah.
No, it's a video by a guy in Down Under who does a review, like a re-unboxing of Hero Quest, called Bardic Reviews or something like that. It's like
why have all you seen that and not me?
Because we're fun.
Oh, you need to watch it, John. It's incredible.
Right.
I don't even like Hero Quest, and I've seen it.
I do have to say though that there has been. This isn't the first sort of attempt at a reboot of Hero Quest.
Yeah.
And I remember one of our members, Ed, had backed the previous one.
Yeah.
From when we first started, when Stefan first started the club, which is 6 years ago.
7.
When is it? 7.
7 years ago. It's our 7th birthday today.
Today.
As we film this.
Happy birthday, us.
5th of April, 2014.
And there's still no sign of that game, so I don't know if it's something to do with the way the rights were organised with that game or not, or I mean whether that license has now lapsed. But I'd be wary because of obviously historically when.
I think the issue is that the game was.
The
issue is that the game was originally released by MB Games back in the day, but the license for most of the IP in it is obviously Games Workshop stuff, and they made the miniatures too. So it's quite a complex license because it's not. Games Workshop can't release it either because it's not their game, which is why they then went on to do their own game called Warhammer Quest, because MB Game owned the license to the game itself. So it's quite a complex little, and that's why there's never been a new one, because it's quite a complex issue, that one. Just to get really, really nerdy on the subject. Any other, Steve?
That's me done. Okay. I'm good. I just said 2.
With 2 of my honourable mentions have been said. So I had Adventures of Robin Hood down, which does look really good, and I had Hero Quest down. Obviously, I had to discount Hero Quest because it is a reissue, essentially. It looks to be the same game, or it's very much designed to look like it's the same game. The only other thing I had was Rurik Stone and Blade, which looked quite interesting. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It looked like an interesting game. And the only other thing I'd say is my honourable mention is obviously the dishonourable mention, which is try and stay away from Frosthaven this year. Everyone save yourself somewhere.
What was that? Sorry.
Nothing. I'm sure you guys will enjoy.
Edit that out.
Sure, you guys will enjoy lots and lots of playing the same dungeon crawl over and over again. All right, go for it.
My honourable mentions, and we've got a crossover, 3-way crossover. The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same designers that made Legends of Andor straight away.
Exactly.
So it's a game that I really enjoy. It's got a cool adventure book instead of the cards. The unique dual layer board where you flip bits over. The exploration, Stefan, I thought of you because it's the movement on it is you measure it.
Mm-hmm.
You got if you're making your way through the world, you got like measure it using these little thingies that you measure. You know, like I don't know, like you do in minis games and stuff like that. So yeah, but then I thought, am I putting it on the list because it's that dual layer board gimmick thing, or is it my love of Andor? That is that why? So it almost made my list. But
very, very good game. Yeah,
it does look quite cool, and I like the way that they've done it as a novel. The actual adventure book looks like a little novel type book, so that's good.
And it's supposed to be out in June, July, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was July. Yeah, July. I heard July. Yeah.
But about this Robin Hood, is this because there was a Robin Hood game out not that long ago? It was about a year ago. I assume this is a completely different game.
It's called The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with a couple.
I think it's. Am I right in thinking it's already out in German?
The German version is out because I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, I've been to a fun Robin Hood or whatever." But yeah, definitely, it's coming soon in the English.
It does look good.
Yeah,
well, at least 3 of us can play that now if we want to. We've nearly got a group together, and then my last one, because it didn't make the list because we weren't allowed certain things. But this one, Ultimate Railroads.
Oh dear!
Right, is a big box of Russian railroads. Great game. Yeah. German railroads in there. American railroads is in there, and all the promos so far. But there's some new stuff. So Asian railroads is in there that we've not seen before, and there's a dedicated solo variant in there. So I'm mentioning it because I think there's going to be enough in there that's different enough, especially for solo gamers, which obviously a lot of us have become solo gamers during lockdown. Ultimate Railroads. It's just Russian Railroads is amazing on its own, and the German ones are awesome. So the whole lot in one big box is just. What the doctor ordered.
I've only played Russian Railroads, but I really did enjoy that, so I would like to carry on and play the other aspects of it. So that sounds good.
Cool. And John?
Very good. And speaking of big boxes, I've only got one honourable mention, and that is the big complete collection of Everdell Farm.
Yeah, I saw that.
Everdell Farm, it's Everdell Farm. And Molly Sugden meeple and an Amos Braley meeple. No. That's just my imagination.
All the millennials just logged off. Cheers, John.
There's only who I'm talking about there. But basically, it's an engine building game. You're building a city out of cards in the land of Everdell, and the collector's edition, the complete edition, contains everything for the game, including 2 new expansions. It has a wooden Ever tree, which is the big tree that, it's essentially decoration. It's not really needed, but it looks amazing. And it's also got all of the promos, similar to the Ultimate Railroads. It's got all of the promos, all of the extra bits and pieces that you got from all of the expansions that have already been released. That they did 2 versions of, a retail and a collector's. So it's all the collector's edition stuff, as well as 2 new expansions, one of which introduces a railroad system where you get passengers coming into Everdell, and you can use them for your benefit. And Mistfall, which is sort of an arachnid-based solo kind of adventure, or 1 to 2 players, I think. Where
one of them every time I go in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Get rid of the spider for me.
It's just lovely. The artwork is your farm, not farmyard animals, basically woodland animals on the trees, and you can on the trees and the various buildings and things like that. And such a little meeples, little animal meeples. Oh, look at that. Come on, let's go to the tree house. Yes, I'm going to go to the tree. Let's go to the tree. No, I don't want to go to the tree house. But essentially, they go to the tree house. And
we're also doing a collection for John's meds. You can find the link to buy John's meds.
Just run out.
Below in the description below.
They just run out. But essentially, they go to the tree house. The places that you get, if you play a place by spending a certain amount of resources, you can occasionally play the linked animal, like there's a post office that will have like the pigeon in there who would run the post office kind of thing. So you get to play that for free if you've got the building already in place. But there's many other things. It's an amazing big box of all of this stuff of Everdell. It's well worth a look. There is a pledge manager still open. It's just recently opened, so and it's such a good bargain in terms of the amount of stuff that you get compared to if you'd bought it all separately. You're probably saving $100 or so on what you would. What are you shaking your head at for, Adam?
I'm just wondering who's paid you to say this, or have you got some stocks involved? I don't know.
No, I just love the game. I just love the look of the game. I love.
And if you buy via the link below, John gets
20%
to my affiliate link here.
Okay, great.
By Everdell.
You'll be really helping out.
No, it's a family weight game with loads of stuff in there, loads of cute little meeples and stickers that you get actually this time. You can. I know
you're taking it up a notch now, John.
An absolute pain to stick them all on, but when you see all the little cute creatures dancing about, they may or may not dance. Probably may not. Yeah. But yeah, Everdell complete collection. That's my honourable mention.
Brilliant. Okay.